dan, jel?
Prekrasan. Prekrasan.
I ne bi vjerovali, ti trava raste svaka 2 dana može košiti.
Da. Ima dosta vlage i to je to. Kad ima dovoljno vlage, ona luduje. Rasma trava.
Da.
Luduje.
Malo padne kiša, svaka 2 dana i
Da.
onda ubiti vode.
Pa to je to.
Sunce sad
Idealno.
znaš što biće? Da raste na opći ulici.
Da.
Sve kod mene tam fina zemlja obrađivana, to trava zemlja, to raste. Sad će napraviti grede su pa ću jedan sad. Kako bi se plata prebijalo? Da bi bilo veće. Hvala Bogu da se plešta.
Vlado, ajde recite Mladenu da malo samo boje pogleda. Malo su mi, ne znam, je li to ovaj moj monitorčić? Dobro, jel da? Jer dosta su mi sivi su mi, baš su mi bio dunjavi sad, jel to zbog monitora?
Ajde i dobro. Moje dobro.
Pa to se meni možda samo pričinjava.
Dragi navijači i podporniki nogometnog kluba Tabor Sežana, dobrodošli znova na stadionu Rajko Štolpa v Sežani. Danes je pred nami nova drugoligaška preizkušnja, ker se boste v obračunu 26. kroga druge slovenske nogometne lige pomerila domači Tabor ter gostje iz Beltincev. Pred današnjim srečanjem zasedajo naši nogometaši 5. mesto na prvenstveni razpredelnice druge slovenske nogometne lige z 47 osvojenimi točkami. Sponzori nogometnega kluba Tabor so podjetje Biostile, je tudi nov sponzor dresa članskega moštva kluba. Biostile je lokalno podjetje, ki svojo pestro ponudbo prehranskih dopolnil uspešno nastopa na domačem in tujem trgu. Našo nogometno zgodbo podpirajo še Avtovleka Žerjal, David Žerjal, SP, PGM Inženiring, Karsus, Klančar Žerjavi, Empel, Tip 95, Tom Tech, Kingsbox ter gradbena DOO. Partneri kluba so avtobusni prevozi, Autoekspert, Autoprenova, gostilnica in pizzerija Pri Naju, restauracija Lenivec, podjetje Medisport, vadbena centra Filsport in Freetime, Wellness in Fitness Center Avalon, ter tiskarne Superprint, 3D Phoenix, DTP Studio ter tiskarna Mljač Divača. Uradni opremljevalec kluba je podjetje Macron. Pa pogledamo današnji postavi. Nogometni klub Tabor Sežana. Številka 1 Zerjali Denis, 3 Jutić Rok, 5 Čandić Tarik, 8 Žabkar Žan, 9 Meki Daniel, 10, Kristin Brian, 11, Nino Karole, 19, Hodžić Adis, 23, Friški Mihael, 27, Medić Slaček Matevš in 49, Sever Leon. Na klopi 12, Robec Urban, 99, Henry Samuel, 2, Alma Leonard, 4, Šalja Veron, 18, Teodor Gerasimov, 20, Franc Jan, 21, Žigart Maj, 25, Stanič Dino in 26, Loča Francesco. Beltinci Klima Stratnjek, številka 1, Močič Stefan, 14, Težak Vito, 15, Gunjek Luka, 18, Štrakel Vito, 21, Akindremi Adeola, 23, Sočič Luka, 25, Bajraj Murat, 34, Jelovica Anej, 47, Kavčič Alan, 88, Randaša Marin in 97, Mlakar Klemen. Na klopi 28, Čumenjak Vit, 5, Mikluš Seneković Gal, 8, Odušek Luka, 11, Drk Dominik, 17, Štefanec Vit, 20, Gibson Golden Počoja, 27, Franta Šatijan in 66, Grajn Niko, 71, Škernjavić Tilen. Sodnik današnjega srečanja je Begić Amel, prvi pomočnik Pospeh Tomislav in drugi pomočnik Čičan Biodrag. Delegat današnjega srečanja je Grinec Mihael.
Well, good morning or good afternoon to everybody who's watching as we're about to get underway for Beltinci against Tabor. As Beltinci sits one spot above Tabor, I'm your broadcaster, Kyle Ship. Excited to be here. I promise all these things will go away in just a moment. As you know, we'll go ahead and knock all of that out, and we're off and running. Welcome to everybody who is watching, and boy, good luck to those of you that have messed up the time zones just like I did. Boy, really nice shoulder from Destin. They go shoulder to shoulder and get him. Destin takes the ball back. Really aggressive play early on. And a good start for Tabor as they're going to take possession, try and control the ball a little bit here as Tabor looking to solidify their identity. Right now, Beltinci is one spot above Tabor, but 4 points, so no adjustments are going to be made this game. At least in a positive note, or no excuse me, table adjustments are going to be made on a positive note for Tabor, but at least they can get back on the right track as they've dropped 3 decisions in a row and looking to get back on the 3 points side of the scoreboard. As on the field today for Tabor, in goal is going to be Dennis Zariali. In the back line, Rock Ludic as well as Mihail Brishki. They're going to be joined by Tariq Chandic, who's going to be the defensive midfielder. You'll see him, just like he's doing right now, dropping back into back three formation whenever they are in control of the ball. Flanking the 2 center mids is going to be Medic Slacic. You see him right there, number 27 in front of you. On the far side is number 19, Adis Hojic. As those 2 gentlemen very fast, and they're really going to try and attack the flanks of this Beltinci team. In the midfield, you've got Brian Destin, Keenan Carroll, and Leon Sever. And up top, trying to put the ball in the back of the net is going to be Umechi Akwazuku. As this team off and running on the field for Beltinci in goal, number 1, Stefan Mocic. Number 14, Vito Tejak. Number 15, Luka Hunjit. Number 18, Vito Strakel. Number 21, Samad Akinremi. Number 23, Luka Socic. Number 25, Murat Bayrai. Number 34, Anay Yelovicha. Number 47, Alan Kaucic. Number 88, Martin Rantasha. And number 97, Clement Malakar. As boy, we hear all 22 of the men that are going to be on the field. And a really beautiful day in Sežana, Slovenia. And taken away, boy, Ludic loses it, and a tough ball right up the middle. A nice job from Zariali. Boy, Ludic, as he's coming across, just has the ball taken from him. And a really nice attempt. And honestly, I think if you're a Beltinci fan, a little bit of a disappointing attempt. A nice attempt in terms of they had a really good space early, but goes right down the middle to Zariali. Zariali sure-handedly takes the save. But a very sketchy moment for Tabor to start off this game. So we talked about the benefits of Destin and the nice job early on. So we're going to see basically the same thing, just in a dangerous spot. Keenan Carroll's going to take a shove to the back as Sever trying to get a ball to Carroll, trying to utilize the speed of Carroll that we've seen as Carroll's having a pretty good season for Tabor. Now going back the other way, Beltinci is on the right way. Hojic does a good job to take the ball back. This is going to be a physical game. You can already tell as a lot of shoulder to shoulder trying to bring it down is Brishki. Brishki goes up, ball bounces hard off of his foot as he comes in. He's going to wind up getting the foul and an opportunity to attack the goal for Beltinci. Yes, Beltinci this season, 15 wins, 6 draws, 4 losses. Tabor, 14 wins, 5 draws, 6 losses. Beltinci with a 26 goal different, plus 26 goal differential. Tabor with just a plus 10. As the last 3 games have certainly hurt Tabor's goal differential. Quazaku's going to stand about 10 yards away, trying to make sure they can't go straight at goal. They're going to go with an outswinger, and it's going to go all the way over. They were trying to get it to that back corner of the 6-yard box. Couldn't quite get there, though. And now Tabor is going to try and pass their way out of the backfield, and now all the way across to Hojic, and Hojic has some space. Oh, boy. And for those of you that know, you already know, as we're going to catch up as soon as the camera pans back over to the corner over here where we've got the scoreboard. We're going to get back on track with our scoreboard. I do very much apologize for that. For those of you that have been around for a while, a little bit of a running joke that there are moments when we have to resuscitate the scoreboard, and that's exactly what's going on right now. I apologize. As we're going to get a foul and head it the other direction. Oh, shoot, they're going to call a foul on a Quazaku, so it looks like a Quazaku might have come from behind. Yeah. Miles, thank you. The clock, Miles, and whoever's watching from Brian's account, I apologize. We're going to get that figured out. Luca, how are you, buddy? Thanks for watching. As I believe that's 6 minutes of game time down from looking at the clock, and we are back in business now. As Tabor once again trying to work out of their own third. All right, Coach Matic once again unhappy. We've seen this a little bit, not real thrilled with how it is that the passing, and from the couple of games that I've had the chance to call recently, especially the balls that are on this near side, has not been too terribly thrilled sometimes with the passing. Now, I say that because that's when the camera is pointing at him, we're able to see it. So that doesn't mean that it's only on this side. As they're trying to move out of the back. You can see the digital panel across the side, where usually on the your screen, the digital panel that's moving, usually that's just a big concrete wall. It means the game's on national television in Slovenia, so a Saturday afternoon or morning. Two high-ranking teams in 4th and 5th in the 2nd division. As the ball's going to go out, and we're going to get a throw for Tabor. Little bit of a slow down now. And Destin drops it back. And we're off and running on the far side. Looking for some space at Quazaku, tries to flick on. Hojic has some space in a foot race. Hojic's going to win most foot races. Now comes back. He's going to drop it to Carroll. Carroll looking towards the 18. Destin was there. Boy, nice defense, though. As Jean Jabkar, boy, I forgot to call his name earlier now that I realized. Jabkar, an excellent midfielder, is going to send the ball forward and a throw for Tabor. Really nice ball sent forward from Carroll to Destin, though, and just had one of the central defenders step in front. Otherwise, Destin was going to put that ball in the back of the net with his head. And Tabor wins their first corner of the match. Sever trying to get a ball in. So Sever's going to go short. They're going to drop to Zabkar, get a little bit different angle coming in and up just on the top of the net. Boy, who was that? Couldn't tell if it was Brishke or Slotchik. They were both coming, and boy, just trying to get that ball down a couple more inches. Couldn't quite get it up to the top of the net. Dangerous, though. It's a nice job. Zabkar comes running out, and Sever had an opportunity to really send a nice ball in from a little bit different angle. As Tabor trying to start winning some set pieces, haven't done it. They've done pretty well. Would like to start winning some more offensively and defensively. And the ball across. Now Beltinci is going to try and get started on the offense. Is now coming across. Big shot from outside is going to get blocked by Brischke and roll away for Beltinci corner. Man, probably just looking for maybe a deflection there, as that was levied from a long way outside the 18, and he gave it everything he had. Bounces off of, I believe it was Brischke. Brischke does a nice job staying in the way, and the ball goes out. So Tabor, boy, fighting one of the demons they've had to fight lately, and the set pieces coming in. As an outswinger is going to go low, and a nice job from Sever. Sever controls it with his chest off his knee and then spins back around. He's going to draw the foul. A nice job as the Beltinci corner comes in low, probably a little bit lower than what they want. Sever tries to get up and get it quickly, and it's going to bounce off a Beltinci player. Jabkar wins it and then is dispossessed, and Beltinci back in possession now. With some passing back along the back line. And now coming forward from Beltinci. As Aquazku is going to step in front, here comes Jabkar. Jabkar really putting on the pressure. Does a nice job as they're going to win the ball back. So you see the well-timed pressure from Jabkar forces the errant pass. And now Hojic is going to drop it all the way back to Ludic. And Ludic just looking for a little bit of space. You can see running with that head up. He's going to come all the way down to Slocic. And Slocic is closed down to Destin. And Destin with some nice footwork to avoid the defender. Gets it back to Sever, and Sever out to Hojic. As Carroll had dropped way back into the backfield. And now Tabor just trying to look for, hold on to control here. See if they hold on to possession, move the ball around a little bit. See if they can get Beltinci into a position where they can find a little bit of space here. Go long, and boy, it looked like Destin, nice job, wins it, goes up and in the back. Oh my, no, just misses just outside of the net with the left foot. Boy, Destin does a really good job to go up and win it. Gets it to Slocic, and then just outside of the, boy, just outside of the net. Boy, as you see on your screen, the ball comes down and maybe a little bit of a miss hit. Destin goes up, everybody misses it. A nice side header, and Slocic goes for that near post, and boy, just a little bit of a wide shot. So Tabor's first real attempt at the day, and a nice job as Chandic is going to get a little interesting here. Chandic is going to get a talking to early on in this match. As Chandic just kind of reached that foot around. So the official possibly trying to hit off some of the physicality we've seen. It's been really physical to get things started off. Here's the pressure from Jabkar again. Long ball down, and the ball is going to go back over to Tabor. Oh, boy, just a little bit of a heavy touch from Chandic as he was running straight back at the ball. So I think the ball came at him really hard. And it's got more velocity than he's anticipating, plus running back at it, hard to control it. But Tabor doing a nice job as Beltinci trying to make something of being just outside the 18. Can't quite. Sever with a nice flick down onto Carroll. Carroll takes a shove in the back, and they say, get up. Wow, okay. As Sever now flicks it onto Aquazku. Aquazku in a physical battle trying to get by, and really just going to be walled off by, I believe that's Hunyat. As Hunyat more so just plays the body of Aquazku, allows his fellow defender to step in. Ball kicked out, and a throw for Tabor as Hojic comes up for the throw. Carroll comes all the way across. Chandich with the left foot. He's going to pull up. Looked like he was going to try and get it to Slotchik, looking for Hojic, and the pass from Chandich is too long. You saw Hojic is on just a full speed run in. Ball curls out of his reach. You see him throw his head back at the last second, as that was a really nice opportunity for Tabor. And we'll get a restart. To this point in the match, most everything has happened down on this side of the field. The Veo cam honestly may need to get lubricated to get it back the other direction at some point. As Tabor have been very forward this game, that most of the time there's only been one real issue in the box, and that was Ludic losing a ball in the box that Zeriali was there to cover for him, though. Otherwise, Tabor appear to be in control and pushing forward now as Ludic comes forward and gets taken out. They're going to have a foul and a restart as everybody's going to head down to the 18. Ludic likes to get forward on those balls that he can run through the midfield. That causes a lot of problems for the defense. So Sever's going to get set up. He's got the right foot ready to go. Sever equally good with both feet. He's going to lift a high ball in, looking for Ludic. Ludic gets a head on it, but it goes straight up. He has to lean forward just a little bit. It hits off the back of his head, and Beltinci off and running again now. Beltinci trying to get a counter as really 1-on-2. A nice job from Hojic. The speed of Hojic really pays off there. That's going to be Akinremi. Akinremi is going to send the ball across, and then a right foot, and there's Sever. Nice job on the spot from Sever. Unfortunately, ball's going to hit, has a lot of spin, bounces out. Boy, they got Akinremi early on, though, as well. Akinremi really runs as he was matched up with Hojic. Hojic just stays in his way long enough to allow Jobkar to show up, and Jobkar takes it away. But a corner is set up for what appears to be a short corner. Tabor's got plenty of guys out there, though, so they're going to go ahead and go with the short corner, though, flick it back. And kicked up in the air by, I believe that's Slotchik. And given away back at the 18. Carroll was trying to wall off, gets taken down. Headed away, nice job from Brishke. Brishke in the box, so solid. And as Kwaziku trying to run the ball down, they're going to drop it all the way back. Rantasha is going to take it, sends it back to the middle to Hunyat. And now Akinremi back to Hunyat. Nice job from Tabor. Even though they don't take the ball back, they at least push it all the way back to the other half of the field. As Beltinci now coming down the far side. Beltinci tries to send the ball in. It's going to be sent away. And is that Carroll? Nice job from Carroll. As Carroll gets in the way and then harmlessly has the ball bounce in the air, sends it back out, and an errant pass gives the ball back over to Tabor. Zeriali going to go pick the ball up, and Tabor back in control of possession as Ludic flips it to Zeriali. Now Zeriali with a couple places to go. He's going to go all the way down the field. Looking for a Kwaziku trying to hold off with the body. Here comes Jobkar. Nice job from Jobkar out to Carroll, and Carroll has the ball back across, and the Veo cam doesn't go with us. Now it comes back as here's Chandich. Carroll does a good job keeping pressure on. Been really impressed with Carroll. You know, Carroll, a member of the team last year, and then wasn't with the team at the beginning of this year. They wind up bringing him back, and boy, it's been a really nice to see Keenan Carroll, and as he has had a very good season for Tabor. Going down, though, is, well, I didn't get a number on who that was. Foul against Tabor, and so we're going to get a restart. And Beltinci now back trying to build out of that back line. Each of these teams taking a very similar approach right now as they're going to stay on that back line. They're looking for the through ball. Neither team has really tried to slowly move the ball forward as a group. They go with the long ball down, going to be just a little bit too far. Nice job from Ludic to be in the spot where he's supposed to be, and we'll go back over to Tabor. It's 20 minutes down, 25 minutes to go. Zariali closed down. They're going to force him to go long once again. It was defensively a little bit different objective. Playing out of the back, Tabor is going to allow Beltinci to come out to about the midline before they close it down. Beltinci trying to force Zariali to go long immediately, not allow Tabor to build through the midfield. Now an opportunity and a left-footed shot from the far side of the box. Boy, tough angle, but a really quick shot. Maybe looking to try to surprise Zariali there. As if he'll turn around, I'll give you a name for who that shot came from. I guess it makes sense that he wouldn't turn around though, as he's sitting there looking at the the ball. Boy, and quickly on it is running across. So that's number 25, Byrai. And you see the quick defense and the high press from Beltinci force the errant pass as Tabor just trying to keep the ball out of danger, and now throw coming in from Beltinci as they're off and building once again. Really nice job though, boy, as Rantasha, a nicely timed and weighted pass, drops it across. Really thought that Destin was going to be able to close that out and get there, but boy, really great pass is going to be dangerous for Beltinci. They get down to the corner though. Tabor closes it off, and now we're back going the other direction as Slachik's going to take the ball for the throw. Slachik sets up looking for Slachik. Boy, the throw down to Akwaziku, and Akwaziku just unable to physically win that battle. And Akwazuku's got a little bit of a limp to him. Boy, that's not a good sign as physical battle, and Akwaziku gets a little bit off balance, and now is he holding his groin? And that's when those knee and those groin injuries happen, is when you get into those physical battles. But looks like that was, I believe that's Hunyat. So we've called Hunyat's name many times as Tabor trying to get the ball down into Akwaziku and allow Akwaziku, to kind of hold position and hang on to the ball, maybe allow a couple others to come in behind him. Right now, though, Hunyat winning that battle. But it only takes one, which is why you keep doing it. Brisky is going to get called on the foul. And we're going to restart for Beltinci. Oh, excuse me, no. So they're gonna call the foul on, I believe that's Akinrimi, as he's gonna call it on Akinrimi. Says that he came up underneath Brisky. And so Brisky on the restart. And now back across. And you'll forgive me. So Rec Lab Studios, I've only got your ad. I don't know your name, so I can't really address you by name. And hey, buddy, as Destin's actually going to take a ball away. We'll get back to it at the 18. They go left-footed shot from Slachik, and the ball bounces right off of one of the Beltinci defenders. Boy, as Destin did a nice job, wins the ball. We've seen that already a couple of times. Destin winning the ball just outside the 18 has allowed a couple of pretty good chances. Now Sever down into Carroll. Carroll not going to be able to get there in time, though, as Kauchich is going to kick the ball as high as he possibly can. Ball goes all the way out of the Veo screen. And down immediately, and I guess they're saying, not sure what they're saying, saying he got stepped on or not. And a nice pass, though, is now behind the defense. And off and running a ball across. Zeriali comes out. The ball's going to get chipped up over him. Boy, that was dangerous. Byrai comes running forward, takes the ball in from Rantasha. And really, a nice job from Zeriali. Zeriali just comes out and gets his body as big as he possibly can. And trying to go to the top bar winds up a little bit too high as Byrai gives everybody a good heart attack. And a really quick turnaround. So you see the counter from Beltinci. Yeah, it was a long ball forward. Hey, but as I was saying, Rec Lab Studios, apologize, man. I'm just like you guys. I talk to Tabor when it comes to getting the stream up and live. I don't have a lot of information though, as my life has gotten busy enough lately where I haven't had the opportunity to do any of our interviews. As those are starting to show up on YouTube though, so thanks to the Tabor team that puts stuff up on social media, as they're continuing to put out a lot of information or a lot of media. And Beltinci is going to win the ball back. Tries to send it forward, and going to be a throw-in to Tabor as Akinrimi just can't quite hang on to it. So, yeah, obviously a little bit disappointing as the promotion doesn't appear to be happening this season. But for those of you that have at least listened to me, you know that I'm overly optimistic. So, still love my Tabor team, is looking forward. And so, Rec Lab Studios, I know that probably is not an answer. I think you were probably hoping maybe for some more. If you have any questions, man, if maybe you have a specific question, feel free to shoot me a message out on Instagram at Kyle Ship. Would love to chat. Not that I have any insider information. Yeah, as we're back and off and running, Tabor, ball kind of bouncing around in that midfield third for a little bit. No one really taking full possession, as Tabor is going to send the ball from the near side to the far side, looking to try to build it up. We're going to get a long ball in as coming across once again. Boy, it's either Struckle or Hunyet. Right now, I'm having a hard time seeing the difference between 18 and 15 on the jerseys. With Ludic going to take a shoulder in the back from Akinrimi, and Akinrimi goes for the high five to Ludic, but he's kind of walking away, and he's a long way away. Ludic might be 6'7". His arms aren't that long, though. Ludic back to Zeriali, and now back to the midfield. Boy, is dangerous. Closed down quickly, and now a ball back over to Beltinci. Tabor having trouble hanging on to the ball as they're trying to work through it. Work through the 18. And Sever takes the ball, tries to get to the near side. Nice job. Sever spins around, keeps on. And now ball goes across, and foul. Boy, Slotchik a little bit disappointed, a little bit frustrated. Slaps the ground there. Yeah, Sever was really looking for an opportunity to try and get off and running. Destin controls the ball. Nice flick onto Akwaziku. Akwaziku comes back. Destin trying to get an overlapping run. Didn't have a lot of space. As Jabkar is going to take a hand across the shoulder. They're going to pull Jabkar down. Now a ball from a really nice angle from Tabor with an opportunity to send it in. We're going to see probably going to be Sever sending this in. Is Sever going to send it towards goal, or are they going to try and set something up with a header running across? Everybody's going to line up at the 18. It's not going to be Severo. It's going to be Brian Destin. So Destin steps in. Destin's got a rocket of a leg. Boy, is he going to try and go for that top corner? Well, actually, he'd have to go up over to the near corner as they're going to set the when just a two-person wall. So Destin trying to get up and over the wall, trying to get to that near corner, couldn't quite do that. Is little too high. Ball doesn't dip down enough. And Beltinci. Back in control. Akinremi having to deal with Brisky. Well, you see Brisky follows Akinremi way up and deals with the ball well. Throw in to Beltinci, though, as that ball just kind of slips away. Looks like Jadkar was trying to control it. Winds up bouncing away and a throw in. Now 15 minutes remaining in the first half as each team has had a couple of pretty good opportunities. I think you got to give the edge to Beltinci in terms of the better opportunities. They had a couple that one with a counter and one where they just took a ball away at the 18. Each very dangerous. A throw from Tabor. If you're talking about chances, though, don't want to forget about the chance. Slotchik with a left-footed ball that was curling to the near post. Just outside the near post on a nice ball from Destin. Well, it's not that Tabor devoid of chances. Each of these teams has their opportunities. Battling, trying to come through is now just a lot of balls on the far side, back and forth. You see this sometimes in football as throw-in gets kicked away, goes the other side, then gets kicked away, goes the other side, and we go back and forth as now Brisky with the ball in some space, all down to Zariali. Zariali's going to flick it on to Ludic, and now Ludic has space to come forward, so he's going to run forward with it. He's got his head up looking as he's going to pull it up now. Doesn't want to get too far away from his spot without an opportunity to really attack that back third. So Ludic turns and gets it to Zariali. Boy, read well by Beltinci, though. You saw him moving in as one of the Beltinci forwards was heading towards Zariali. Good pass from Ludic, though, keeps it away from him. Slotchik controlled at the feet, now back to Ludic. The Beltinci defense is doing a really nice job. They're holding their form, not really allowing Tabor any opportunities to break the line and move through. Now here comes a press. And Ludic is going to be too far on the pass to Carroll. Trying to get it in. Ball goes over quickly, though. They go back to Mocic, and Mocic wasn't really under that much pressure. He winds up an errant pass, and Hojic now would throw it. We called Hojic's name a couple of times. Haven't called his name too much lately, though. Is now across. Carroll spins, comes back to the near or to the far side. Well, anytime Carroll starts running down the 18, you know something good's about to happen. Had to back off as Beltinci obviously aware of that. Trying to keep him out of the 18. Slotchik is going to lose it. Akinremi now running forward. He's going to drop it off, but there's Brisky. Good job from Brisky covering space as he rotates in behind Ludic, who winds up having to vacate the space. So good job from Brisky. As you see the danger that Beltinci poses. Akwazuku with a nice job. As Akwazuku goes down after a little bit of pressure from behind. And Tabor with the restart just on the attacking side of midfield. Now Ludic starts to come forward and backs it off as he comes back. Destin with the slip as he gets it across to Hojic. So a really nice pass from Destin. Ball crossed in, sent away. And I believe that's going to be Kaucic. Kaucic A really nice pass from Hojits. Hojits comes in. Akwazuku was coming in behind Kauchich, but well positioned on the defensive side, but a good positive note from Tabor there. A really nice ball in. As Akwazuku tries to flick a ball to allow the pass back to him. Now Jabkar running to the 18. He's going to be dispossessed. Ball goes the other direction. For those of you that have been listening, I've been a little bit curious as to whether the person I was calling in the midfield was, or in that center back position was Hunyad or Strackel. My question has been answered, as now I can see both of them pretty clearly, and I've been correct. It's been Hunyad. Akin Remy now coming across the 18. Boy, nice turn and a really nice pass. How'd they get that through? Now more opportunities. Comes across, ball bounces up. Nice job from Zeriali. Boy, Zeriali, as Strackel comes across, gets a nice ball in. Zeriali handles it, and ball's going to get cleared, but right back. Strackel now comes, and is that going to be offside? Offside. Yes, boy, Strackel has been dangerous the last couple of possessions. Tabor trying to avoid disaster. There is another deep run. And I think the first one was Strackel. The second one was Rontasha. So Rontasha, and we've seen Rontasha has been very effective getting the ball down into the attacking third for Beltinci. And another errant pass sends the ball back the other direction. They're going to be heading back down towards that Tabor goal as Beltinci with the throw in, trying to move the ball down. They've been really great at passing in tight spaces, and now off and running again. Bayrai is going to get rejected by Zeriali. Bounces right back to Bayrai, tries to get it back in, but goes for the high kick. The Beltinci team can attack in a hurry, and we're really being aided by some great passing in tight spaces. As they get into these tight spaces, they make one nice pass, and they're off and running because there's so many people just in that small area. As Tabor are going to send the ball long. And right back to Beltinci. So while Beltinci are battling, let's take a look at this. And here's what we're talking about is, well, let me back up a little bit. You'll forgive me. On the throw in, well, you see just a quick pass as he's going down, a quick pass to Akin Remy, and then a nice pass from Akin Remy to Bayrai. We're back to a Beltinci throw. Akin Remy actually goes down, steps on the ball, trips on the ball, and then he's going to go down. They're going to give a foul as Akin Remy. Slotchik not real happy. Slotchik just says, yeah, I got you. Akin Remy goes down pretty quick on the ball to the head after a physical battle with Slotchik. I'm going to back off. Instead of going down into the box, they're going to try and build as all of the defense for Tabor are down on the 18. So they've got some space to work. Hojits is out, though. That ball bounces high, gives Hojits some time to close down. Now Akwazuku trying to get in front of the ball. Back to the near side with space. Sent in, and header is going to be wide. Boy, a free header. Disappointed for Beltinci. But another nice venture into the Tabor box. And boy, so after about the first 20 minutes, Tabor seemed to have more of the control, had one slip up that allowed a really good opportunity, but basically were in control of the match. Since then, everything's really turned around. Beltinci, whether it be control or whether it be passing through the midfield to get off and running, they've had some really great opportunities. As now it just kind of feels like Tabor trying to hang on and get out of halftime, maybe make a reset. Just about 5 minutes left in the half. At this point, don't think we're going to have any time added to the end of the half. There's Beltinci battling. Hey, the big white building back there, that's the police station. For those of you that haven't been to Sejana, I would highly suggest that you do. As I've been a couple of times, I have thoroughly enjoyed my trips, not just to the city, but also just to get to know everybody. Ball across to the middle. Another nice ball. They get all the way in, and a really nice piece of defense from Hojic. Hojic walls off, takes the ball away, and now Akwaziku one-on-one. Akwazuku's going to win the ball. He's got a chance. Kauchich is on him. And Akwaziku tries to flick it in, and going to be a throw-in to Tabor. As Akwaziku, well, it looked like he probably was just trying to kick it right off of him and see if he could win a corner there. Sever sees Slotchik, a lot of space for Slotchik, but boy, as the keeper comes out and back off and running Akinrimi, so here comes the counter. Started quickly, a good job by Chandic. Chandic steps in the way, Akinrimi flicks the ball high and offside. As Beltinci really pushing forward hard, a nice job from Beltinci. And you see a lot of conversation going on from the fellas in red, trying to get everything squared away right now. As Beltinci has had some really good opportunities. Akinremi's been in the middle of some of those. Rantasha's been in the middle of some of those. Bayrai's been in the middle of some of those. And now Sever just kicks the ball up in the air, trying to get it away. Ludic with a nice flick onto Slotchik. Slotchik heads it down to Sever, back to Slotchik. And looking forward as Destin and Akwaziku are down there. Akwaziku trying to win this battle as Hunyat is going to take it, spins, and has some space. And quickly they get the ball out of their own third. Akinrimi is going to get caught by the arm of Ludic, and Ludic is asking a question. I think Ludic feels like he went straight up. They're going to get a yellow on Ludic. It was Ludic. Well, Ludic is pointing down into his foot here. I think that's what he's saying. Is I think he's saying that Akinrimi actually backed into me. We'll take a look at it here as the ball comes in, and boy, a little bit tough, mainly because of the arm up and over. Akinrimi backing up as he goes down. So Akinrimi's still down. Yeah, tough situation there, and I think that's one that there's no intent, obviously, but boy, just a bad situation. Akinrimi backing up, trying to get position. Ludic coming forward. Ludic still asking the question, but Ludic is going to get a yellow early on. And now we will have a couple of added minutes as Akinrimi up and moving around. Get a little bit of water as going to be a restart here for Beltinci. And what we've seen from Beltinci at this point is not sending the ball in, but actually moving around. As Tabor is going to send everybody to the 18, try and ward off this ball sent in. Beltinci, the couple of times they've had a positioning like this, they've backed it off, tried to send it around, get some space for their team to kind of change the angle. We're going to see how this functions as we set up, and they're going to go backs off, then go with the left-footed in-swinger, headed away. Brischke with a nice job, and Destin's going to kick it up and over his head. So a really nice job dealing with that, is trying to get a runner in towards the goal and just redirect the ball with the head, but Brischke is there waiting on it, and Brischke sends it away. The restart right now, crossing that 45-minute mark in the match, and based on the lackadaisical passing, I would say that Beltinci probably waiting on the whistle themselves. Maybe just 1 minute added for the Akinremi injury situation. Wait, now coming forward, though, so they play it slow and now come forward, and they're going to try and get one last opportunity into goal. But right off it, boy, is that off the chin? The defender's trying to get it off of his chest. Boy, head snaps back. I think it hits him right on the chin, bounces away. And Couchich. You'll forgive me, my mouth is still not working at this point in the morning. Out here in Texas. It's 8 o'clock in the morning for a start time for me. Destin tries to flick it around, and they're not going to win the foot race, as there's the halftime whistle. Boy, so a tale of two halves in the first half. Tabor with control of the first half. Beltinci makes the adjustment. They figure it out in the second half. But it's 0-0 as we go into halftime. Ludic is still asking the question of the officials, trying to figure out why he got a yellow card. But each team's going to get a chance to head in, make some adjustments. Hey, we're going to step away for 15 minutes. We'll be back for the second half, see if Tabor can pull out 3 points, or is Beltinci going to strike first?
Prvi polčas med ekipama Tabor Sežana i Beltinci se končao sa rezultatom 0-0.
off and running in half number 2. I'm back with you guys. Hey, if you'll notice, I was actually paying attention, and the scoreboard is off and running. The clock is going as we are 0-0 coming into half number 2. Each of these teams trying to move forward with 3 points. And I promise I'll be better in half number 2 as well. The time zones got me a little bit. You know, the fact that, so we do daylight savings and Slovenia doesn't, and so sometimes for parts of the year I am 6 hours behind Slovenia, and for parts of the year I am 7 hours behind Slovenia. While you would think that I would not wind up messing that up, you know, because that change only happens once. The This morning, man, I was all set for this game to get started at 9 a.m. my time. Started at 8 a.m. my time, and so luckily I had everything set yesterday, but kind of wound up needing to get adjusted earlier on. Hojic goes down. Boy, and he's still down, not in the screen. Hopefully he's going to be okay. Nice job by Slotchik. Fills in, comes back behind, and now Carroll's going to try and pass it out. Slotchik flicks it down. Jobkar, and they're going to kick the ball out. Is Hojic still down? Are they running back to check on him right now? As the official gives that same jog that every official in the world has. Veo cam not really cooperating. The Veo cam is an AI cam, so we don't have control of it here. Boy, I would love, though, if I had a, maybe that's the next step, is that I get a little, maybe I get a joystick and I control the camera. As I'm always looking for ways to try to improve these broadcasts. One would be making sure that I know exactly the time of the broadcast. As for those of you that are watching, I run the production. I run the slides, doing the play-by-play, all the transitions. So thank you guys for bearing with me. I appreciate it. This has been a fun venture of this year. I do play-by-play for a lot of different other sporting organizations, but boy, as involved as I am with Tabor, I was like, hey man, let's do it here. And they have been gracious enough to allow me to do this. Oh, Miles, I appreciate it. Well, I don't know. Is anybody else in my side of the world watching today? This is an early morning for some of us, but I know that there's lots of us from all over the world, which honestly is a lot of fun. We get the opportunity to watch things from all over the world. And the throw going to Beltinci. When I was looking at the chat, I see that there was earlier on somebody had put that they heart Beltinci, and they have retracted that, which it's fine. You do whatever you want. Unfortunately, as yes, hey, you know what? I am on cup number 2 of the day. As you can tell, I sound a little bit more awake here in this half. I'm a little bit more ready to go. Cup number 2 of the day with my my Tabor mug in tow. It's about my favorite coffee mug. I enjoy my coffee mugs, though. Throw is going to go all the way back to Beltinci. It's one of the things is collecting coffee mugs sounds weird. Like I don't have them like displayed or anything, but I like coffee mugs that give me memories. Boy, Akin Remy is going to send the ball down, and then a back heel from is that Byrai, I believe? Yeah, Byrai sends a back heel, bounces off, I believe, a Tabor player, but now very dangerously down into the box. But there's Zeriali. Zeriali is going to try and get things started off very quickly, though. Gets it out to Carroll, but boy, nobody else really on the mind to have a big break as they just kind of get in position trying to hold their form. And so now Carroll right in front of the camera battling, boy, back and forth with Tejak. Now he spins. Is he going to get some space? Jabkar is going to get out positioned. Boy, and Tabor just having some issues. Well, what's the conversation here, actually? Maybe a little bit of chippiness. Tabor just having some issues connecting enough passes, and we're really what we're seeing, Beltinci connecting passes and getting balls into open space. Tabor wind up getting stuck around several players, unable to get the ball out. But as I was saying, I enjoy my coffee mugs as they are they provide good memories. So my Tabor coffee mug, even though I bought it and it was shipped to my house, it always, every time I drink it, it reminds me of waking up in Slovenia and going down and sipping coffee, where it's absolutely beautiful. Got a chance to go watch my soccer team later that day, as I'm looking forward to trying to do that here soon. I know there's an owners weekend on May the 24th, 25th. I would love to go to that, but right now the airline companies aren't really cooperating. They all are wanting about $3,000 for a plane flight. And so whether you function in dollars or in euros or in pounds or whatever you function in, there's no conversion rate that's affordable for me. Yeah, it's going to be an outswinger from Tejok. Tejok down on the corner. As they win another corner, going to go to the back post. Header comes in, and another header, and there's Zeriali. Nice job. As a header from the back post to a header right in front of Zeriali, maybe not quite as solid as the Beltinci player had hoped, but Zeriali is there sure-handed. And boy, the sure hands of the Italian keeper have helped out Tabor a couple of times today. There have been a couple of shots from right in front of the goal that Zeriali's done a very good job keeping out of the back of the net. But chalk that up as another really nice opportunity for Beltinci, as Beltinci continues to rack up shots on goal and opportunities. And I think, boy, if you saw Coach Matic there on the Veo cam, he was really unhappy about something. Now Jabkar, he's trying to get him in. He's trying to get everybody in towards the net. He's wanting him to go forward. We saw last year in coaching Triglav, Coach Matic really had a ton of goals under his belt, and Triglav played in the promotion playoffs. Jabkar is going to run right into the 18. He's trying to get back. He's going to get a little bit of space, gives a shove. Left foot comes in. He's looking for either a Kwaziku or Slachik on the back. Now Ludic comes running in, and Jabkar trying to find some space again. Boy, we've seen Jabkar has been able to get space all year long. Beltinci's doing a really great job of preventing that as Jabkar runs right in the middle of three defenders. They take the ball away from him, and now the blue shirt's off and running as they've got numbers in space. Now Ludic, though, after an errant pass, in control. Oh, boy, as Hojic tries to send it away, can't quite get it, and Lakar is going to get some space, and now right through the legs of Zeriali, and Beltinci, after threatening and threatening and threatening, finally finds some space as Rantasha, we've called his name all day long, and Rantasha gets in as the misclearance, I don't want to call it clearance, but just kind of the mishandling at the near side in the buildup. As you see here, Ludic, and as Ludic drops it down to Hojic winds up losing it, Malakar, and then Malakar does a good job and a through ball. And a goal for Beltinci. They go up 1-0 as Tabor once again going to be playing from behind, as that has been a little bit it's been a difficult game so far. Tabor trying to bounce back and figure out how they can put a goal in the back of the net. They've had their opportunities. Can they find another opportunity? A little bit of a conversation here. Not sure exactly what that was. If maybe somebody was still on the field and they were on the pitch telling them to get off. And so we're off and running again. Slachik now bounces the ball up in the air, trying to control, as he's got Rantasha on his back. Destin gets cornered. Destin winds up getting through. He tries to flick it behind himself, gets it to Slachik. Boy, so a really nice job, Destin, And again, boy, you look at it, Tabor just constantly seemed to be trying to dribble through multiple players and having a little bit of difficulty. Destin does a good job to get out of that, and now a ball that gets sent in looking for Carroll is going to go over, and Chandich is going to get called for a foul as Akinremi is going to go down. Ball bounced around as I'm trying to avoid just kind of talking carelessly as the ball's just kind of being bounced around back and forth, but Tabor trying to find a way to get out of what is just a mass of humans. And right now, Beltinci in control, 11 minutes down in the first half, but well, all they need to do is just kind of keep clogging up the areas. Tabor to this point have not been able to be dangerous because they can get out of these clogged up areas. And that's been, the difference in the game on the scoreboard has been one mistake from Tabor that leads to the goal. But the difference in the game, for those of you that have been watching the whole game, is that Beltinci are finding space from those tight areas, and Tabor tend to lose the ball in those tight areas. And a throw, boy, I guess they're going to say that it was hooked around by a Beltinci player, but I guess they're going to say that it goes off of Destin. Oh, nice job. Now Tabor with some numbers forward. Carroll's got Jobcar and a Kwaziku. Jobcar pulls it back. He's got Hojic running in. Hojic takes a touch and hits it off of the defender. Boy, it looked promising. Would have loved maybe to see Hojic hit that first time as the touch kind of allows the defender to come in, but he obviously didn't feel like he had the ball in the right position. But Tabor now with an opportunity on the corner where they're going to be able to find one of their big men right in the middle, a Kwaziku or Ludic. They've got some big, strong players that are inside the box right now. Corner comes in. It's going to be low and out to the spot. Touched in, sent in. Boy, Brishke tries to send it in. Carroll sends a curling ball in. Oh, boy, and it just gets caught at the post. Oh, as it looked like really, it looked like really nice. It looked so nice. Carroll sends the ball in. Thought that for sure that was going to be the goal. As, boy, trying to pull up a replay for you here. So you'll forgive me for a little bit of the pause. Well, you get a chance to see, and that ball curls in just past the head of a Kwaziku, and boy, now Carroll is on the front foot coming forward again. With a little bit of a light touch, boy, as he sent a really light pass over there to Jobcar. Didn't give Jobcar any space. Ludic comes forward looking for Destin. Destin's going to get closed down from behind quickly as now Slotchik comes forward. Slotchik goes down a foot that stays out, and Slotchik goes down hard. And a free kick for Tabor once again. We've seen Slotchik doing a lot of running. He's actually going to go, we get helped up from Sever as Sever's going to send the ball in. Sever's going to get set up. He's going to go with the right foot coming in. Everybody's standing just inside the penalty spot. Mostly blue shirts, but lots of red shirts in the middle. They're going to be able to find the head of a red shirt. Ball comes in, and the keeper comes out. as Mocic comes out and makes the play, goes up with the hand, so just a little bit too close to him, and they couldn't really bind him up in front of the goal. A lot of times in those situations, when you've got everybody's so close to the goal, you're trying to bind up the keeper, prevent him from coming out cleanly. He's able to find a space and goes up. Tabor is going to try and get started off again, though, and would love to see them stay on the front foot as they found some opportunities here. Boy, can they continue to find balls forward and find space? Destin is going to have to bounce the ball back out, gets closed down quickly. Now Slotchik with the ball in, a Quazaku to Hojic. Hojic with the side kick. Boy, just up off of his leg. He was closed down and had a defender on him. A really nice play, though, as the ball from Quazaku and flicked on just a little bit outside, and as Hojic trying to get on top of that, couldn't quite get there. Beltinci goes long. Brischke is going to take a push in the back, as it was Brischke versus two Beltinci players, Akinrumi and Bayrai, and Brischke winds up winning it thanks to the push from Bayrai. And Brischke now down to Carroll. Carroll's got a lot of space in front of him. He's going to slow play at those. He's looking to try to get the ball back to the middle of the field. Not going to try to get down to the line. He sends a curling ball in just too long. Looked like he was going for the back post, and I believe that Quazaku and Destin kind of found themselves in the same spot. And so they were both inside that arc. Neither was running to the back post. I'm not sure. And honestly, I think maybe Carroll and the ball forward kind of caught him off guard. To this point, Carroll and Hojic, a couple of the impact players for Tabor. Ludic just goes with a side foot straight in the air, controlled by Brischke, and now Brischke out to Slotchik as Slotchik sends the ball high and into touch. Going to be a throw for Beltinci. We're actually going to get our first substitution of the day. Who's going to be coming on here is so Dino Stančić is going to get brought on for Keenan Carroll. So hopefully this works out well. Wonder if maybe they're going to be changing up the style of play just a little bit. So we're also going to get a change as Akinrumi is going to come off. Akinrumi is going to be replaced. And we'll get a name for it here just momentarily, but Akinrumi, who's had some success up top, but they're going to make a change. As Dominic Dirk is going to come in. That's Dirk, D-R-K. So for those of you that are used to Western languages, no vowel makes it a little interesting, but Dominic Dirk is going to step in for Akinrumi. And a throw in here for Beltinci. So interesting to see. Not sure if maybe there's something going on with the fitness of Carroll, or perhaps Carroll has not done some of the things that he's been asked to do to this point. A little bit of with 65 minutes, probably a pretty good time to make a change and maybe just trying to get some fresh legs in. Carroll has had some success. A Quazaku off and running. Boy, you see the sprint coming forward. Ball's going to get sent the other direction, though. Destin steps through. Nice job with his chest as Jabkar tries to control it. Jabkar surrounded by two players. And now going back the other direction as Beltinci is eventually going to win it. Again, Tabor unable to get out of a tight space with the ball and going to be sent in. Beltinci in space, and a good job by Hojic. Hojic comes in, goes to the back shoulder of Zeriali, keeps it away as that ball rolling slowly across. And Destin's going to win the free kick. He's going to take a shove to the back and get started. Ludic gets closed down quickly by Ryan. Then Chandich is going to come forward. Chandich attacking forward into Stancic. Stancic is going to have a foot stuck in from Malakar. Malakar knocks the ball away, but Tabor retains possession. Tabor off and running once again. As Ludic is closed down, Chandich, they're going to try and force Tabor to get the ball out quickly. A nice job, those. Now Brishke goes down the field to Hojic. Hojic is, boy, just a little bit out in front. A really nice long ball, though. Boy, and great to see. A lot of forward play there from Tabor. There's another substitution coming in. About the 65th minute. You're going to see what the announcer in the field says. Or not, apparently. All right, heard the whistle, thought that was, thought that we were going to have a substitution. No such thing, though, as the long ball is going to go over to Tabor, and so Stancic steps in. Stancic's closed down quickly. He's got to back it out. Turns the other direction. He gets closed down, looking for Akwaziku. Akwaziku, what creates some space, but the ball curls right over his head. As they're going to play on, they're going to say, so Beltinci player is hoping for a foul. He goes down, and he's up and as the play is continuing. Stancic sends a cross in high, cross up and over the goal, though. They're going to check on the player that's down. That's number 23, Luka Socic. Haven't talked about Socic too much. I think Socic is really unhappy. The officials haven't none of it, though. He just goes over and says, here, I'm here to help you up and check on you. And but the cross, unfortunately, too high up over the goal. Stancic does a nice job. Stancic gets a foot on it, and Jabkar comes in. Boy, the ball bounces away from Jabkar. Going to be a throw in, but a nice job closing out by Stancic. Gets out there, gets a foot, hits it straight in the air. Ball hit that high with so much spin, you can't really tell which way the spin's going. Jabkar unable to control it. Brishke sends the ball in looking for a Kwaziku. Slogic with the side foot, and boy, the ball bounces up to his waist. He can't get up on top of it to get it down into the net, as that was a golden opportunity. What a great ball from Brishke. We're starting to see Brishke with these deep balls into the box. He's really finding some opportunities. Are they going to get on the end of one of these? A little bit of tennis at midfield. Everybody just going back and forth. Ball goes off the side of Jabkar's head. Nice job from Jabkar's cheekbone as Akwaziku now bouncing back and forth. He steps over, comes across, flicks the ball across. Boy, nails it, actually. I think maybe he was trying to get the ball a little bit lower, spins, and ball goes high off of his foot and a rocket up over the net when thought maybe he was going to have an opportunity. There was a couple players coming into the box. Great defense, though, as I believe on that side was Kaucic. And right now, the defensive duo of Kaucic and Hunyet have really been very good. The defense for Beltinci in general has been good. As Brishke runs past, and now coming in as Dirk gets the ball out to the outside, and the right-footed shot is going to be up and over the goal from Malakar. So Malakar trying to get it down in a nice shot. And you see how quickly Beltinci transitions and heads the other direction. I'm in the middle of talking about a good run from Tabor, and all of a sudden Beltinci off and laying a shot off towards goal. Ball to the middle of the field. Sever tries to flick it on, and boy, Destin, they're going to say that was shoulder to shoulder. Stancic backs it out. Stancic goes to the middle of the field. Now Sever to the far side. Slotchik is closed down quickly. There's just no space right now for Tabor to work. They've got to use the long passes. Brischke's been the man that's found that lately. They're going to go all the way back to Zeriali. Brischke wearing the captain's armband. Walking the ball forward, just looking for an opportunity. And now Ludic with some space. Slotchik trying to lay the ball up over the defender into Destin. Just a little bit short and headed away. Nice job from Ludic. Stay behind the ball. The little flick on. Byrai is not going to be able to get past him. Hojic is closed down very quickly again as Beltinci continue to keep a lot of pressure on Hojic anytime that he comes back towards the ball. Ludic trying to get the ball out to Hojic, and Ludic kicks it right into a Beltinci player, and then as in trying to return and make a play on the ball, just goes ahead and shoves Byrai right in the back. Boy, Ludic has had a couple of tough giveaways in his own third. It started the game off with one, and a nice job by Zeriali to be in front. Now, with that one right back to it as he was trying to get it up and over. Boy, failed cross and ball sent away. Akwaziku in a one-on-one battle with Hunyet. Hunyet gets the header on it, but it goes out to Destin. Now Akwaziku with Hunyet on him. Akwaziku is going to run into the 18. He's looking for a way to lay it off. Slotchik comes to the outside. Slotchik rolls the ball across and right in front as Destin was there, but a couple of defenders closed down quickly, and a nice job from Beltinci. He's going to send the ball the other direction as Destin was hoping that ball was going to roll through. A nice build-up, though, from Akwaziku and Slotchik. And, boy, if it takes being down 1-0, we're finally starting to see Tabor finding some space in the passing game and being aggressive. And a lot of these have come off of some of the longer passes. Sever closes down. Now Destin trying to close down. Akwaziku comes back out, and Beltinci continues to retain possession. Yeah, as Ron Tasha, I believe that's Ron Tasha, does a really nice job. Ron Tasha is very quality. And a ball right down the middle for Byrai as Zeriali comes out. Zeriali's going to get fooled, and the ball goes into the net. Zeriali comes out unable to make a play as 2-0 now to Beltinci. And that's a nail in the coffin. As you see coming out, Zeriali kind of gets caught in between Byrai with a nice touch. And then comes across as Brischke goes to the middle of the net, and Byrai still with a really high quality finish. As Jan Kreintz is going to come on for Hojic. And Beltinci go up 2-0. Tabor's defense unable to hold up. So Kreintz is going to step in for Hojic. And that's the only change at the moment with close to about 15 minutes left to go. So Tabor, despite the positives and moving forward, wind up allowing the second goal of the match. Now needing to try and find a goal here pretty quick to start putting a little bit of pressure on Beltinci. Akwaziku is going to step out, and Akwaziku, ball at his feet, gets it down to Stancic. Stancic with a high ball in and up and over. Boy, for the second time, Stancic trying to send the ball in, goes way up and over. You can see the wind is whipping right in the direction. So right from about where the camera is towards that goal, Stancic just a little bit too strong with that wind. And Beltinci going to take their time getting reset. They're going to set it and then send everybody forward. Right now, it just becomes, for Beltinci, it just becomes a game of how much time can you waste. You still got to get 2 full goals with only about 15 minutes left. Everything is going to be swapping out. That ball's going to go, you see the wind pushes that ball all the way out of the stadium. And it's going to bounce off the police station. Would be nice if maybe they stopped the game, came over, gave the keeper a disorderly conduct for assaulting a police station, get him off of the field. Dino Stančić giving his opinion to the official. The official comes out and says, "Would you like to have a chat, Dino?" Stančić, one of the older players on this team. He's a local product. Got a chance to talk to Dino a little bit when I was there in September. Ludic kicks the ball away, a throw into Beltinci. And like I said, everything is going to take a while now. It kind of becomes that point in the game where the longer you can take to get to the ball, the better it is for you. If you're in the lead with a 2-0 lead with about 15 minutes left to go, Kwaziku steps out, knocks the ball out. They're going to pick it up quickly and show me that I don't know what I'm talking about. They're going to flick it in and get it started. Working out of the back, they're going to try and move it around, keep possession. Now a nice ball in, ball across. Bayrai is going to flick it. He's going to flick it off the back wall. What a really nice ball in, though, is coming from the far side. Flicks it across. Bayrai running right up the middle, and we're starting to see Bayrai being even more of an issue. The long ball sent forward by Zeriali is going to go immediately back over to Beltinci, looking for the head of Kwaziku, and Kwaziku unable to bring it down as it was up over his head. And a throw in to Tabor. And we're going to get another substitution for Tabor. So Briški's going to come off, and Veron Šalja is going to step on. So now a couple of large men in the back, and Ludic and Šalja both came in at the winter break being the longer of the two breaks. You know, it's interesting getting a chance to talk to a couple of players as now a ball out to Kreitz. Kwaziku tries to get it out to him, kicks it up over his head, so he's got to back out and allow Beltinci an opportunity to get back in position. Nice defense as Kreitz does a good job hanging on to it. Oh boy, the Beltinci player is down. Šalja is going to kick a ball high into the middle as that's Malakar is hurting and down. Kwaziku trying to win, not going to win the battle. Hunyet wins the ball, sends it away. And now back down in, it's going to be offside on Kwaziku. As you see Briški walking down around the side. But, you know, I talked to a couple of the players, and the three-month off period for the winter is kind of the period where they do most of their work. You know, it's a short break during the summer. They got about a month off. They'll reload and bring in a few new players. But boy, really, when it comes to team chemistry and learning each other, that 3-month is really a big one for them. It'll be interesting to see where everything goes in the summer transfer window. So a couple of new players on the field. One is Vid Stefanec. Not sure who the other was. I thought it was number 20. Bayrai came off of the field. If we see who it is that came on for him, then I'll make sure to let you know. I believe, okay, there it is, number 27, Tianron Tasha. A couple of changes on for Beltinci as I believe that's Slacic that goes down, gets helped up, and we're off and running once again. Now right at 10 minutes remaining in this match. Kreintz with a nice move to the inside. Now gets back to the outside. He's got Stancic on the far side. Stancic looks back to Kreintz. Kreintz across the middle and kicked away. Nice defense from Beltinci. Nice from Stancic. As Stancic reads the ball coming out, goes heads it up, but just a little bit too far up and over the keeper. And unable to keep it in play is. But currently looking out the window, I see my wife and kids leaving somewhere. I guess they're going to get breakfast. Hopefully they bring me something back. I'm starving. Kreintz is asking for the handball there. Kreintz a little bit unhappy, trying to send a cross. He says that he caught the hand of a defender. I've got to tell you, watching the replay, based on the, we don't have a great angle on exactly what happened, but something certainly happened based on the replay. Give you a chance to take a look at it here. You'll see as Kreintz comes forward, kicks it across, and the ball just kind of dies right off the defender. The Beltinci player is down. They throw it in right over him, and he's still down. He's slowly making his way up, though. Shalia, high ball, way to the houses back behind the goal. Well, interesting from this angle, on this side of the field, the balls that have come in from Tabor have all been way up and over the goal. And now they're going to go check on the Beltinci player. While the keeper retrieves a new ball from back behind the net. Yes, looks like we're going to get another change. So Socic, I believe, is going to come off the field. He hands off the armband. And we're just kind of waiting. Nice look at the city of Tabor, though. Excuse me, the city of Sejana, though. If you've ever been there, you do know it's a nice city. I enjoy it. It's man, easy to walk in, lots of places to eat, and enjoy a good beverage. As one of the most disappointing things about coming back to the States was I really enjoyed Union beer, and there is no way to get that over here, which is really disappointing. Tabor trying to win the ball back is that clock certainly working against him at this point. Kwaziku trying to run down, and Beltinci just looking for open space. Just keep the ball and pass it to open space. Shalia now is going to turn, tries to get it upfield, but it's going to be a throw-in to Beltinci. Throw-in goes all the way to the back line of Tabor. Shalia, a little bit of a mishit to Ludic, but the Beltinci player in trying to control it winds up going off his foot and out. So they're going to send this ball way forward. That ball's way in the air. Kwaziku trying to get on the end of it. Hunyat just has no choice but to head that ball out. And Slachik runs forward for the throw. Sever now wearing the captain's armband, turns looking for Slachik. Goes to the feet of a Beltinci player, though, and now Ball back in the hands of the fellas in blue. With space, Tabor having to close down quickly. Is slowly marching here towards 90 minutes and probably not going to have too much time. There's been a couple of stoppages, but probably not going to have more than about a minute or, yeah, I wouldn't even say 2 minutes, 1 minute of stoppage time. Tabor, unless something crazy happens, going to drop their 4th game in a row. In several years since Tabor have experienced a streak like this, and I think the unfortunate part about this sport is that sometimes that's just what happens. Slotchik in kind of a side kick, ball up in the air. He winds up getting hit on the back of the leg as the ball goes forward. So a restart for Tabor in their own half. Stancic closed down quickly. And they drop it all the way back to Zeriali and then now forward to Akwazaku, but Hunyad is there to send the ball away. So despite Tabor knowing they need to get forward, the positioning of Beltinci is still so good, they're just not able to. Slotchik tries to get the ball back in. Akwazaku controls it at his feet. Akwazaku turns and is, I think he's going to hit right at the same time as the Beltinci defender. So Akwazaku goes down. The ball rolls away harmlessly and is kicked away. Sever looking for Akwazaku just out of the reach of Akwazaku. And the keeper is going to go all the way to the corner before he picks it up with Destin coming in. Destin runs over and forces him to pick the ball up. Destin, another one of those names we haven't said a lot here in the second half. I say that he's going over there. We haven't had a chance to say his name a ton. Chandich tries to send the ball forward, goes straight up in the air. And now a little bit of head tennis back and forth. Jobkar tries to win it. Stancic unable to get on the end of it, and Beltinci just wind up kicking it out back to Shalya. Shalya now to Kreintz. Kreintz is going to turn. Nice turn from Kreintz. He's in an arm-to-arm battle trying to win this. And a throw-in is a good job from Kreintz to win it. He's got to get the ball quickly and get it back in, though. He's going to flip it off to Dino Stancic. And Kreintz has quite a limp. Oh, my goodness. Certainly hope to see that he's okay. You know, the physical battle back and forth, and Kreintz now is going to come out. You also see Kreintz with some of that physio tape on his knee, so maybe battling a little bit of an injury already. As Ludic has to go all the way back to Zeriali, and Zeriali to the middle of the field. Destin with a chested pass to Sever, and Sever's got some spaces. Beltinci just retreating to hold their positioning. Chandich to Stancic, back to Kreintz, and Kreintz will try to get it back to Stancic. Stancic is going to get out position, though. So a good thought, but Beltinci was ready for it, and we've seen that all day long. Seems like Beltinci is one step ahead of Tabor, knowing where they're trying to go with the ball. Oh, man, his body's all over the place, and Jobkar goes up. Initially, I thought maybe they were going to call Jobkar for the foul. They don't, but then in coming in, I believe that was Stancic that came in, and both Stancic and the Beltinci player go up with the feet, and they say that Stancic is going to catch Beltinci player with his foot. Ball bouncing down now, and boy, ball bouncing inside the 18, back and forth is a nice job from Zeriali. Zeriali dives to his left, but a really nice job from Beltinci, as Beltinci does a good job, brings the ball down in the 18. Vid Stefanic sends the ball in. Stefanic, Vid Stefanic is a familiar name. Trying to pull up where I've called his name before. Ball back and forth once again. Oh, Stefanic was with Tabor last season. He was on loan, so that loan ended. Is now coming towards the end of this match. Just now, kind of at the point where we're just waiting for the final whistle. We're 90 minutes in. Like I said, probably just about 1 minute of added time as the ball's going to come down the near side, and Jobcar reaches out with a foot, and that ball's going to roll away. That was Stefanic once again. And the free kick. As the official is going to give a look at his watch. It seems that we're going to move into 2 minutes of added time. The ball's going to go all the way down. Keeper Mocic sends the ball up over the head of everybody. And unable to keep the ball in is going to be Tabor. So with about 20, probably about 20 seconds left in this game, Beltinci's going to take a little bit of time, get it flicked in as they're just outside the 18 now. Going to bounce off of Slachik once again. Throw in, and header's going to go for a corner to Beltinci, and they're going to check on, looks like one of the Beltinci players goes down with a head injury. They're going to check on him, as might have gotten caught with a hand, an elbow, something like that. But a corner for Beltinci, and into the 3rd minute of added time. This Jobcar is going to follow out the Beltinci player that shows for a short corner. A little adjustment, a reset of the ball. No reason to not send this ball in, see if you can get a 3rd goal. Up, and Zariali does a nice job, goes up, makes the catch. They're going to call a foul as Beltinci player goes up, comes down on top of Zariali, and there's your full-time whistle. As Beltinci takes the victory, Tabor is going to drop the 4th in a row. So a tough run for Tabor. They're going to try and correct it on Wednesday against Brigny, as they've got a evening game in the middle of the week. So make sure you come back, join us against Brigny as Tabor look to stop this slide against one of the better teams in the division, as Beltinci and NAFTA are still battling for who's the top team in Division 2, and League 2, excuse me, and who's going to wind up getting that automatic promotion spot. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Kyle Shipp. Thanks so much for watching with me. It has been my pleasure. As we'll be back on Wednesday and see if we can pull out a victory for the fellas in red and black.